Bulletcast for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. Just in case if you don't, I am a 25-year-old piece of gold and the greatest sports recreational podcast from the world today. One half of the Bulletcast champions. Yes, I am one half of the world champion when it comes to digital media audio. The other half, he is on the line. He's the Canadian Destroyer, the host of the award-winning Under the Radar host and creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, BT, Brandon Tanguma. Brandon, it's Sunday night. Elimination Chamber just happened. How you doing, bud?
Elimination Chamber did just happen. Doing just fine. Being happy to say I've actually walked out of a WWE pay-per-view still champion for the first time in a long time. It doesn't matter I didn't defend the title, but I'm still out. I still walked out the champ. Unlike Drew McIntyre.
We still walked out the champion. Yes, that is true. You know what? Do you know why? Have you seen the Instagram post about the title defenses for the rest of the year?
I have seen that.
You know, we don't need people, you know, we need, everybody needs clarification. That's what I've been told. So I set up a list for the title defenses, you know, card subject to change because, you know, some takeovers may happen. I'm like, ooh, you know, let's throw it on for that takeover because the title can't be on the line every time. Then it loses its prestige. It's not special anymore. You understand?
Of course, when you're the champion, you're sitting up head of the table, you understand everything. But when you don't have the title, you're not in those shoes, you're not in that chair, it's hard to comprehend.
Look, man, we're sticking to that. I should probably just do that like the first of the year from now on. Just set them up, let them know. Should I just start doing that?
Sure, and card is always subject to
change. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about Elimination Chamber. Let's just roll it back. Let's talk about the big things first. How about that? So the
kickoff show.
Okay, the kickoff show.
We have the kickoff show because it actually a big match happened on the kickoff show. As we learned before the show started, Keith Lee was unable to compete in that United States triple threat match due to an unknown injury.
Celebrating that engagement, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him and Mia Yim, though. That's awesome.
Exactly. Haven't seen Mia Yim in a while, but, you know, she got the COVID. It's okay, you know. Get better soon, girl. Anyways, so we have a fatal four-way with Mustafa, Ali, John Morrison, Ricochet, and Elias, and a fatal four-way to determine who will fill in for Keith Lee. And John Morrison got the win because he got it's a distraction finish and a roll up. It's just all the things you love with WWE wrestling in 2021, Phillip.
I didn't see this because I was doing other things. Yeah, man. Was my boy Peter Rosenberg, Pretty Peter, was he on the kickoff show?
He was on the kickoff show, and I did see people were angry at him because he said people don't care about Asuka.
Real? Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to talk to Peter.
You got to check your boy right there.
I might have to check my boy. It's still the greatest 24/7 champion of all time, though. Forever our 24/7 champion.
But he's not better than the current 24/7 champion, taking it on stage at SNL performing. That's Bad Bunny, which we did see Bad Bunny on the show talking.
Yeah, we did see Bad Bunny tonight on the show. But yeah, so John Morrison wins that. Yeah, that was nice. So was that the big news of the night? I said I wanted to start with the big news. We got to start with the big news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new WWE champion, and they were not crowned in the Elimination Chamber. No, The Miz successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank contract. So the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber was the last match of the show. It was good, man. You want to just talk about that? Let's talk about the spots in there. You know, the beautiful Claymore kick that McIntyre hit on AJ while AJ springboarded. Randy getting eliminated by Kofi, then going nuts to RKOing people. Kofi doing the trust fall off the top of a pod. You know, Sheamus with a beautiful bicycle knee to Drew McIntyre that almost got him the victory. Bro kicking Kofi Kingston. McIntyre with a beautiful Claymore to Jeff Hardy. This was a really good chamber match. I loved it.
Both of the Elimination Chambers were solid. I think I would give the edge to the SmackDown one just because I felt it's a little bit more I didn't exactly know where they were going to go with it. I thought it was kind of a foregone conclusion that Drew McIntyre was going to win. That is what happened. I think the effort, the spots, the athleticism throughout the match here for the WWE Championship was really good. I think I'm going to give it a grade. I give it like a B. I give it like a B. I think it was good. Nothing was like spectacular by any means, but I think they told a good story. You got Omos ripping the plexiglass off AJ Styles cage or whatever pod, because apparently rules don't mean anything anymore. So he can just rip it off and he can enter the elimination chamber at free will, which if you're trying to put over how scary and how dangerous the elimination chamber is, maybe the heel wrestler doesn't want to get into the match before he's supposed to. Maybe he
Well,
just wants
look,
to stay back and not be a part of it.
well, look. The reason why he wanted to hurry up and get out was because Randy had just laid out those guys with an RKO, and we know how devastating it is. It's the three most deadly letters in the business. So, with that being said, AJ was like, okay, you know what? I could get rid of one of these guys now to better my odds. Because if you wait until the timer or whatever, they're resting up. That's not what you want to do. You want them at their weakest point. Yeah.
Makes a mockery of how
Yeah,
sturdy the
I
chamber is.
look. I get it because I'm an opportunistic wrestler. You know that's how I was back in the day. I understand. I understand where he's coming from. I get it. I get it. But all in all, I mean, it was a good chamber match. I'll give it a I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. They did solid work. And then after that, Bobby Lashley. He comes out and just angry. I don't understand why. We're gonna find out tomorrow on Raw maybe why Bobby Lashley just came out, just brutalized Drew McIntyre. And then The Miz comes out. I thought Bad Bunny was going to interfere, Damian Priest or something. But that was not the case. He hits the DDT, kick out. He hits the Skull Crusher finale. 1, 2, 3. For the first time in almost 11 years, The Miz is the WWE champion. Two time.
Fantastic. We did see The
love it.
Miz and MVP talking backstage. Didn't hear what they were talking about, but we can only assume what was going on while The Miz clutched his Money in the Bank briefcase. And when Bobby Lashley comes out, you kind of assume we're going to at least get the cash in of The Miz. I still think that it was kind of up in the air if he was actually going to win it or not. And now I think this sets up Bobby Lashley to be either in a main event at WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre or possibly being a part of like a triple threat, because Sheamus is still out there. At the end of the match, it was between Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and AJ Styles. Sheamus laid out Drew McIntyre with the whatever bro kick, so you would ostensibly think he was going to at least pin him, let alone win the entire match. So Sheamus still has a claim, and they still have the ongoing beef between the two. So I don't know if it's going to be a triple threat match, because we all know WWE loves them some triple threat matches.
It could be a fatal four-way. We all know they love fatal four-ways.
And then why not make it a fatal 5-way or then a sensual 6-way?
Well, it would be a 6-pack challenge if there were 6 competitors.
I like sensual 6-way a little better.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
It's Bulletcast After Dark. You get a little sensual out here.
Begin sensual on these boys, double.
Nothing got me angry enough for me to cuss, so you probably can hear me cuss on today's podcast.
Okay. But thoughts on The Miz being WWE champion again?
Well, I mean, with The Miz having the briefcase, it was always an option. I thought they wouldn't pull the trigger on it, but they actually did. So that's the case. I'm not gonna put too much, stock into this title win. They have Fastlane coming up next month, the first show on the cock. There you go. The Peacock, as the kids call it. And I just would assume it's going to be Drew versus Miz. Drew winning right back, and then that's where we kind of get into. And on the way there, I think either Lashley is kind of the heavy for Miz, or he's just on his own, and he's, Drew has so many different beefs with so many different people right now that I think he can, draw it out for the next 2 months, month and a half till WrestleMania.
So we're saying Miz's first defense will be on the cock.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta defend on the cock.
Let's go over to the SmackDown Elimination Chamber. Let's just jump around, guys. Let's just do that here. So, you said there was a little bit more of an edge there. There was. See what you did there, bud. Yeah, so I mean, it was good, man. There was more at stake, obviously, because the winner of this faces the head of the table. And I mean, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro started it off. It was really solid. King Corbin got in there, messing people up. Sammy, he was an all-star in this with his not wanting to enter the chamber, just being a coward and trying to align with his old buddy and rival Kevin Owens. Main event Jey Uso doing his damnedest to make sure that he was the last guy in the chamber, but that he was unsuccessful because Daniel Bryan wins. This was his 5th Elimination Chamber, and this was his 3rd win. That was impressive.
Daniel Bryan, Mr. Elimination Chamber.
We could say that. We could actually no. Triple H is Mr. Elimination Chamber. He's won the most.
Still Daniel Bryan.
No.
Gotta
No,
give love to my boy.
I mean, he could be Mr. SummerSlam 2013.
I don't know what you're talking about. What happened on that show?
He won the WWE title.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot.
Yeah.
And then he had a lengthy title reign all the way to WrestleMania 30, and yeah, it was beautiful.
No, that's not what happened. But anyway. So I mean, your boy Debray, he got the win. He got the dub.
He did get the dub. You have Sheamus and Cesaro and Daniel Bryan starting off 1 and 2, which I thought kind of maybe tipped their hand that possibly those two were going to be the ones to either win it. Because I think if you're going to tell the story of a babyface winning, and then I mean what they did with the babyface winning, then Roman Reigns coming out right after, I think you want to have that babyface go the distance. And with Kevin Owens, which was my pick to win, which luckily the title wasn't on the line because this would not have been a good showing for your boy. But I think they did a fantastic job with this match because, as I said, I think there was a little more question on what the finish actually will be, because I thought with Kevin Owens, Cesaro, and Daniel Bryan, I think they all had a viable shot at winning it. Ultimately, I thought Kevin Owens was the one they would go with, but it was Daniel Bryan. I was thinking not Daniel Bryan because I felt as though maybe they're wasting that first time match, at least with these characters. But I think they did a good job with Daniel Bryan selling his ass off and then, playing a little bit of possum or, getting one up on Roman, putting the yes lock. But then at the end, just Roman beats him down and he walks away the Universal Champion. And then Edge comes out. Not saying that they can't go back to that Daniel Bryan match again. They definitely can. So I thought they did a fantastic job, especially with, the Edge thing lingering. And you still have another show next month, so I don't know if they're going to do.
You know what? They could do Roman versus Daniel Bryan at Fastlane. Why? Because that was the first time it happened at the first ever Fastlane pay-per-view in 2015. There's a little thing there, but yeah, man, Edge, he makes an appearance. He spears Roman, and then he points at the WrestleMania sign. We haven't talked about SmackDown yet. We'll go in length about the promo on the Bulletcast on Thursday. But yeah, man, Edge, he hit that hood tactic, bro. Put them hands behind that back, whispered in his ear, like, yeah, we doing this. Talking all that ish, all the shit. Talking all this shit to Roman Reigns. And I loved it, man. Edge is giving it that extra oomph. And you notice he looked down at the Universal title but didn't pick it up. So can we be getting a big goal? Can we be getting a big goal resurgence? I hope so, man. I really hope so. They need it.
I sure hope so as well. I don't know if that was just him being respectful or him just saying, I don't want that title. I want a different title.
But you kind of noticed, like, he looked at it. He's kind of shaking his head like, nah, like slightly. So hopefully, man, hopefully he pulls out the proverbial velvet sack, and then we get the big gold resurgence.
Does he bring out the velvet sack on the cock?
He could bring out the velvet sack on the cock. That's a possibility. Let's say Roman does wrestle Daniel Bryan. They have a solid banger, but Roman, he defeats Daniel Bryan decisively, and then Edge is like, yeah, we're wrestling at Mania, but not for that, but for this. And boom, you get the big gold on the cock.
There you go.
Absolutely.
But I think going back to the Elimination Chamber match, I'm going to give it a B+. I enjoyed it quite a lot. The match afterwards is kind of hard to grade, so I'm just going to give like an NA for not applicable.
We'll give it an incomplete. How about that?
We'll give it an incomplete, or we'll just give it like a. I don't know, what is it like when you still do the work, but yet you're not going to get any credit for it? You're just like an extra thing that you.
Or we can Can we give it a W for like withdrawal? Can we do that?
Sure, why not?
Why not? Why not?
I'm not a teacher. I don't know these things.
I don't. Yeah. We'll just go incomplete. There we go. What? All right. Now we can. Now what else happened, Brandon?
Okay, I mean, pretty much that was just it on this show, especially with Lacey Evans and the pregnancy. Yeah, didn't have too much other stuff on the show, but kind of marching through it, we get Sonya Deville talking about with the bunny. With the bunny, and we also had the Miz there as well. But probably the third biggest news on the show is the United States title triple threat match. As we talked about on the pre-show, John Morrison fills the void of Keith Lee. Bobby Lashley, the champion, with MVP, goes up against Riddle and John Morrison. And at the end of the day, Riddle, not Middle or Matt Riddle, just Riddle, wins the United States Championship in about 8 minutes. The two heels, quote unquote, John Morrison was just kind of in between this. Morrison and Lashley beat up on Riddle. Then Lashley beats up on the other two guys. Then Riddle and Morrison beat up on Lashley. And then Morrison takes the MVP's crutch. Riddle takes it from him, and then he hits Lashley. And then we go home, and Riddle pins Morrison. So Lashley still has a claim at the U.S. title. But with what happened at the end of the show, who knows exactly where Lashley stands in the next couple weeks. But after all this feud with Riddle and Lashley, Riddle didn't even pin or beat Lashley to get his title. And it just shows, just the incompetence that they've had with the Riddle character.
Absolutely, man. I didn't realize that Bobby Lashley had the longest U.S. title run in 6 years after Sheamus. I didn't realize that. That's impressive. That's a nice feat for Mr. Lashley. You know.
Sorry, I'm not caught up on my United States history. I am a history minor, but unfortunately, that they don't teach you that in school.
Who was the first U.S. champion, Brandon?
Harley Race.
Oh, there we go.
That was almost a guess, but it was just like in my mind, and that was the only thing that came. Nope. You see me. The video is on. I didn't type anything.
Okay. Who has the most U.S. championship reigns? Should I give you multiple choice for this one?
Sure.
Magnum TA, Tully Blanchard, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes.
Tully Blanchard.
Ric Flair.
Dang it. I was almost going to go Magnum because...
Ric Flair, the most world championship reigns and the most U.S. championship reigns? That's impressive. That's absolutely impressive. Magnum only had it once. Yeah. But other than that, it was a good little match. Congratulations to Riddle, I guess. So what else happened?
Well, we did have a women's match on the show, and it was a women's tag title match. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defend their titles against the presumably opponents at WrestleMania, Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. The match goes around 10 minutes, pretty much what you would expect here. They go back and forth, Nia doing some power things, Belair doing some power things, Shayna Baszler just kind of kicking everyone's ass. And we get Reginald showing up at the end of the match, slides in. It looked like what is it called? Apple cider bottle, but it's supposed to be wine. And Sasha was all confused, and this leads to the pin for the win for Shayna and Nia Jax. So another distraction finish, guys. Love to see it.
Yeah, maybe it was some Stella Rosa. I had to hit up my personal sommelier real quick to find out. Yeah.
Good to know. So.
Absolutely. Is Nia's hole okay?
I think her hole is okay. Good. I mean, good on her. And they did play that up a little bit before the match, or I guess in the beginning of the match, which it was funny when she said it, and then leave it up to WWE to just get a good
honestly,
thing and then overuse
I don't think that was an ad lib. I think that was a direct order, not order, but like, hey, it'd be funny if you said this during the match. I wonder who helped them plan that match out. Maybe it was Jason Jordan. I feel like he's weird like that.
I can see Jason Jordan just yelling out my hole.
Yeah. Then you're like, my hole. Yeah. Oh my God. I was gonna make a joke, but we're not that after dark here. I was gonna go in a completely different direction. But yeah, I guess that's it, right?
You can tell me off the air.
Yeah. Oh my God. So I guess that's it, right?
That is it. A total of 5 matches on the card in total. Only went about 2.5 hours, I would assume.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am definitely fine with that as well. I would assume maybe the Raw Women's title match would have added a little bit. But all in all, not a whole lot to this. Just kind of one of those shows. I mean, it's the Elimination Chamber in February. We've come to expect it. It's not a whole lot of substance. If you like the Chamber match, which I think having 2 on a show definitely devalues it. But I think overall it was fine. It wasn't offensive. I'll give it like a C+.
Yeah, sure. I'll give it a C+ too. All right, guys, that's going to do it for Brandon and myself. We will be back on Thursday for a regular episode of the Bullet Cast. Please check out the interview I did with one of my old wrestling coaches and now friend and I guess fellow coach because I coach with him, Justin Sturholm on Complex Conversations. That's on YouTube and all podcast platforms. COMPLEXX Conversations. Go check it out, please. Please also follow Curveballs and Chair Shots, Brandon's other podcast. Do that. Check out In the Click. He just released the episode we recorded last night. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the microphone messiah. Aye, aye!
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.